where we stopped yesterday. So let's go back to the presentation that I was busy with yesterday. So I'm just going to set up everything for us while I am sharing my screen. And we are looking at the 10 must-have elements to build your brand on LinkedIn. Now, I'm just going to do a quick recap, because the one thing that I want to highlight very clearly is, you know, one of the problem areas that people have on a platform like LinkedIn is they immediately want to go in and promote their businesses. They want to sell their products and services. But LinkedIn is a social media platform. It's a professional platform. It's not like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or even YouTube, in the sense that
sorry, apologies. One moment. We just need to mute Simon. Simon, please, would you mute your audio?
You know, in the beginning, when LinkedIn started, and Facebook and Twitter, and what few people know is LinkedIn was actually first. Facebook, Twitter, and the other social media platforms very much went the social route and the advertising route. LinkedIn is the only platform where you can actually promote your business. And I'm using that words for a very specific reason, because it sounds like I'm contradicting myself. But it is the only platform where you can promote your business without advertising. In other words, organically, meaning without placing an advert, having ad spend, and have additional costs. But the secret behind LinkedIn is not to promote your business. What you are selling on LinkedIn is yourself. People buy from people. So your entire focus is on your own personal brand. And it's for that reason that I started off yesterday by saying, how do you grow your brand? What is the 10 key elements to grow your brand on LinkedIn? But in order to understand those 10 key elements, I had to explain to you how to build your brand first on LinkedIn. I gave you a little bit of an overview of my background and what qualifies me to speak to you. Coming from a technical background and so on. One of the biggest differentiators we have in my business, Marketing CX, is the fact that I've got 40 years business experience and have done my first year MBA. I'm not your typical marketer that just did a marketing degree and that's my prime focus. I have built 3 businesses myself, for myself, and I've been on senior management level in some of the larger corporate companies here in South Africa. So having said that, what we focused on yesterday was twofold. How do you start well? In other words, how do you build your personal brand? And then how do you design a process? Because marketing in any form, whether it's on a social media platform or online or offline, is a process. And you've got to define those processes. So that was the focus area of this presentation. And we have basically looked at the first area yesterday, looking at can I just ask if everybody can just mute themselves? I'm getting a bit of a back noise here on my side. So I highlighted yesterday the three main challenges that people do face, and that is understanding within themselves what problem do you solve. You see, every time I start with one of my clients or in sessions like this, one of the first questions I get, but I've got 3 products, or I've got 20 products. Which one do I choose? You choose none. You choose the problem you are solving. And that is what is critical. You also need to understand who you serve, and you've got to marry your results by starting to get a reach through your personal brand. Remember, guys, people buy from people, and they're going to buy from you. And they're not going to buy from your business. They're not going to buy your products and services. People buy on emotion, and they use logic to justify their decision. So we have to get down to a very personal, professional level with our ideal clients. I then gave you the 8 elements that you need to build into your personal brand. I showed you how LinkedIn is structured. And then we married the two by showing you how you take your personal branding and build it into your profile. I also said yesterday, it's a double whammy exercise. The first exercise that you do is use the 8 elements and build your own personal brand. And then you use the same 8 elements and you build your business brand in your LinkedIn company page. I am going to give you a little bit of a demonstration towards the end of my presentation on LinkedIn, showing you how it looks at the end and what is the elements that you need to start building into LinkedIn so that people can buy from people. That is where the relationships start. It's always in the profile layer with you, yourself. And that is why it's important when you do your content, when you engage, when you message people, that you focus on the relationship, not products, not services. Then where we're going to start today is I am now going to connect the dots. We have done a solid setup. We are well on our way to a good beginning, halfway there. What we now need to do is we need to link our foundation with our activities. In other words, what's now important is who's your ideal client. We've got to identify who are you targeting? Who are you going to build these relationships with? And in order to do that, we have a 7-step conversion journey that we use to identify our clients. And then we've got an 8th bonus point. Now, to identify your ideal client, we start on the cope side. In the cope side, what we want to know is, where do we find our ideal client? What is his current situation? Think about it like the Maslow's hierarchy. Are they thriving or are they surviving? Just where do you find them? Let me illustrate it with you in this way. When you watch a movie, you always have a starting point where you find the hero of the story. Remember, the customer is the hero of your story. If you think about the Bourne Identity, when we watch the movie, The Bourne Identity, we don't find Jason Bourne where he was born and then he started walking and go through it. We find him where he is wandering the streets, not knowing who he is. So This is what you need to identify. Where is your ideal client? What is his current scenario? And in order to do that, we use a couple of methodologies. First of all, we do our own business analysis. That is looking at our business from inside out. And then we do a client analysis, looking from the outside in. How does your ideal client see your business? Because you need to get to the point where you can be introduced to each other. So you need to understand that your business can, in fact, help your client where they are right now. Remember the scenario of results and reach. There's a couple of other things that we do at this point in time, but one of the major exercises we do is a marketing strategy. And that is looking at our goals, our business goals, our marketing goals, our sales goals, a competitor analysis. We look at our content strategies because we understand, where do we find our client? What is his situation now? Because remember, we are solving his problem. In other words, he's sitting there merrily just going by, but if he can improve his current situation, it can move him from where he is and initiate a transformation in his business for him, because we're working business to business, so that he can start seeing the results. So where is your client right now in his business is first step. Second step is the complication. What is his problem? What is he challenged with? If I can almost use it like this, I will find my ideal client. Let me give you an example for clarity. I will find my client on platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, posting content, thinking they're doing the right thing, hoping to find clients. They might thrive, they might survive. Most of my clients are in between. They're not thriving, they're not surviving, they just merely get by. But they can do a lot better. So I would recognize my ideal client as someone that is using the platform, but not extensively. He's not doing the right things. It's quite easy for me to see. So what is his problem? His problem is that if he carries on like that, his business is going to start to suffer. And he knows that. He needs more clients. He needs more leads. He needs more visibility. So that is the problem that I've identified my clients have. The third step is, in my 7-step conversion journey, is the counselor. Now I'm back at my movie scenario where you meet the hero of the story in any movie, Star Wars, Luke Skywalker. He's the hero of the story, but every hero in a story has got a helpmeet, a guide, a sage, someone that helps him to get out of the scenario he's in. And in the business world, in the LinkedIn world, we're talking about the counselor is you. You are going to help your client from where he is to where he could be, the transformation. So then you need to define, how are you going to introduce yourself? How are you going to introduce yourself in such a way that that person is going to resonate with you, not your business, not your products, not your services, with you. People buy from people. So you need to position yourself then as the counselor. We are human beings. And I think a lot of us on this call today are parents. And if you're not a parent, you've been a child at one stage. People like structure. They like order. They like discipline. They like control. We thrive in those kind of situations. So what you want to have ready is, once you've introduced yourself, you want to give them a plan. This is what we're going to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, this is what we do. I am confident. I've been doing this for many years. I've had the results my clients are looking for, and this is how we do it. And it's not a detailed plan that is 2 pages long, bullet points. First, I'm going to analyze your situation. Then I'm going to facilitate a workshop, and then we're going to execute a plan. Those are the 3 steps I'm going to follow with you, so that the person knows what is coming next. When we don't know what's happening is when we are getting disturbed. Think about it this way. If my cell phone stops working today and I don't know what's going on, then I'm going to get irate. And by the time MTN phones me and tells me I am red hot, ready to bite someone. This is why we can accommodate load shedding. We know when it's going to happen. We might not like it, but at least we have structure to say, 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'm going to have load shedding. I can prepare for it. That kind of scenario, people need to know what you're going to do with it. So you need to understand your own plan and know that that plan works and will give them the results. The next step is, people only do what they're told. If you don't tell someone to do something, they're going to do nothing. So you need to identify how you're going to move them from where they are to where you want to take them. Now, here's where a lot of people have difficulties with. They fear to instruct people. And fear only happens if you do not have a mindset of service. So you'll see a lot of things like, do you want more information? Download my white paper. Or learn more about me here. Those are passive commands. Nobody's going to take action, because what are you sowing? You're saying to people, I am not confident. I don't have the confidence. I'm scared that you're going to get to my actual offer and you're going to not like it, or maybe not think there's a huge amount of value in it. Give them a command. I'm running a webinar tomorrow. Register here. Register now. This is my social selling coaching program. Let's get started. So I am confident that in what I have, I'm going to give you straight commands. And in giving the commands, we are going to be very clear on the various touch points. What command are we going to give in our profile, in our about section, in our experience, on our page, within our content, when we send a message? We need to start looking at the words we're going to use so that we can get them moving. If you've gone through this whole exercise and thinking that you have arrived, you haven't, because the client is still not going to buy from you, engage with you, and move forward. So we need to just give them a reminder of what is going to happen if they don't engage with me. If you don't enroll in my social selling coaching program, you're forever going to sit on LinkedIn wasting time, effort, and ultimately money. So this is the kind of thing that you want to do, is just give them a reminder. Now, I'm not saying that you need to become a fearmonger and tell them you'll either buy my services or your business is going to close down. It's not that kind of scenario, but it's highlighting the problem that they currently have and inviting them to stop that, so that they can get to the transformation that you want to take them on. So these are the 7 steps that we use to not only identify our ideal client, but to marry our personal brand with our ideal client, so that we can communicate our brand to our ideal client in such a way that we in actual fact telling them their story, not our story. That we in actual fact selling them our personal brand in such a way that it sounds like it's theirs. Because it's not about you, it's about them. You're not going to buy your products and services, your ideal client is. You're not going to buy your personal brand, your ideal client is. So we're telling them their story, not our story. And the bonus area that we have is upfront, you need to decide how are you going to measure and manage this. Let me give you an example. If I am going to go through my 7-step conversion rate, what I want to see is an increase in my profile views, because I have set up my personal brand in my profile and I want to drive traffic to it. Because the more people that sees my profile, that is my ideal client, ultimately, the more sales I make and the more my business grows. So that is an important measurement for me as an example. So I always say, when you look at measurements in such a way that you can go and measure it on a daily basis. People always measure the big things, but those are lag results. You can do nothing about it. So you might sit and say, I want to have 5 new clients this month. Take it like an elephant and eat it bit by bit. What is the smallest bit that you can measure? That you know that if you start measuring this on a daily basis, you will have 5 clients at the end of the day. So when you do your measurements, focus on that. Now we are ready for our daily activity in promoting our brand. The 10 key elements to promote your brand. We have set up our personal brand. We've created our personal brand. We have linked it to our ideal client so that he is the hero of the story. So everything we're now going to do is going to go backwards, because now we are going to do activities for our ideal client to move them to the personal brand we've created. Okay. The first key element is focus on one. That is critically important one. If you confuse, you lose. Clarity sells. If you focus on more than one problem, and people will go and say, I don't understand what you're doing. You're talking about me buying a house, and then here I can rent as well, and I can go into timeshares. What do you do? I don't know which one to pick. That kind of scenario, you want to focus on one key message. That's it. Now people say, but what about all of my other stuff? If you focus on identifying the problem that you're solving for them, your key objective on LinkedIn is to get your ideal client off LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not your platform. If LinkedIn closes tomorrow and you've got 20,000 followers, connections, what happens to all of that? It's gone. So our first objective is to touch a person in such a way that we can get him off LinkedIn so that we can build a relationship within our own structures where we own the lead. Your activities on LinkedIn needs to earn you the right to own that lead. So focus on one. Focus on a niche, a place, a position, specific to you and different to others. This is why we spoke yesterday about what is your uniqueness. Be specific and be consistent in that one focus. Now, sometimes, and I've seen it with my clients, we decide on a problem and we kick off and we're not getting the results we're looking for. After a week, after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, stick to it for at least 3 months. Because if you're all over the show and, okay, that didn't work, it's 3 weeks later, I need a client, there's urgency, let's change that and try this. You're sowing confusion. If you've decided on a direction, and this is why the preparation is so critically important, if you decided on those directions, stick with it. The second point is be genuine. And I see this often. People don't have anything to say of value, so that they post Mother Teresa quotes. You've got to find your own voice. You've got to find your own value and go out and become a brand. Your own Mother Teresa quotes, the stuff that you say often. I often say this too shall pass. I often say, be seen, heard, and understood. Today is a good day for miracles. Those are my sayings. So find your own voice and be genuine so that you come across as authentic and trustworthy. People want to trust you. Remember, we are building know, like, and trust relationships in everything you do, whether it is setting up your structures in LinkedIn, whether it is creating content, whether it's sending out a message. Come across as authentic. I hate these copy and paste messages that goes out and says, I love your profile picture, shall we connect? I know they've copied that 200 times to a lot of people. Why would people approach me like that? It doesn't come across as authentic. How am I going to trust a person like that? I like when I reach out to someone is to say, I landed on your profile and you fit my criteria of the kind of community I want to build on LinkedIn. Shall we connect? I did follow you, however, and if you're uncomfortable at this stage, follow me back and we can connect later when you're more comfortable. Just talk to them. Just talk to them. Be real, be genuine, be authentic. It's not your story. It is theirs. You're not solving your problem, you're solving their story. They must relate to their story. They must resonate with what you're saying in such a way that they go, oh my word, she's talking to me. How did she know? It has to be relatable to them. They have to see themselves in what you're doing. If you do content, it must touch them. It must move them, not you, them. It's their story. Tell them their story. I'm going to show you in a minute how we do that. Do not overcommit. People, I've seen it so often with my clients. We get started on the coaching program and I am going to send out 20 connection requests every day until day 4. I haven't got time for this. You know how long it takes to send out a connection request the way you want me to do it? Can I not just copy and paste? Do I really have to go and research everybody? It takes too much time. You need to become reliable. In other words, I do a video every single morning, every morning. And I'm there every single day. I have had a situation about 2-3 weeks ago where I landed in hospital and I couldn't do my morning video as content. And I had people messaging me on LinkedIn and said, "Tilly, what happened? I missed your video this morning." You have to be consistent and do not overcommit yourself. If you decide that you're going to spend 45 minutes a day on LinkedIn, then spend 45 minutes a day on LinkedIn. You are creating expectations with people that are waiting for you. It's like inviting people for supper, but you're going out and they stand at the door knocking. So you need to have that service mindset and be there, arrive on a daily basis. Be vulnerable. We all fail. We all make mistakes. I had, and this is a very good example I love to use. As you know, and as I said, we are an international concern. And I have one of the social media marketers in HubSpot in Australia. We've been speaking to each other often. One day, I was very busy. So I was busy inviting people to my webinar, and I prepared a personalized message that I copied to a couple of people that I knew, and he came back and he said, "Tilly, this is not you. Why do you copy and paste me?" And I immediately realized what I did. I got so busy that I tried to take a shortcut myself. And I humbly went and apologized. And I went and I apologized to everybody I sent that message to. I made a mistake. And I admitted it. Because why? It makes me human. We all make mistakes. We all have failures. So focus on staying human. You know, it's always amazing to me when I see these people that, "Ooh, my business has scaled and I've 10x'd my business and I've done all of these great things." And when I see people using that kind of tone, I think to myself, you sound like Superman. You sound like Yoda. You don't sound real to me, because you're just bragging about all of the big things you're doing, and you're becoming someone that's not human to me anymore. What happened the last time when you didn't make payroll? How did you handle that? Why don't you tell me that? Because that happened to all of us at one stage if you run your own business. That you get to a point where you think it's the 20th, am I going to make payroll this month? Let's just get real around it. Be positive and serve. You are a brand. No matter what business you are in, no matter what you're busy working on, whatever the priorities is that you have, always remember that you are leaving an impact on someone. And the impact that you are leaving is creating your own reputation. So don't go on LinkedIn and start bemoaning your lot. You've got to stay positive. You've got to stay in a service mindset. And remember that you have a community that's looking up to you to help them. I have done in my entire career one post that was personal, real personal, where I shared my son's birthday with my community. But I did it in an upbeat way. I didn't go in and bemoan my lot and so on. You need to understand that you are busy becoming a celebrity in your own right, in your own community. I don't care if you've got 1,000 followers or 10 million followers. There are people that's looking up to you that you have started to create expectations with. So be positive and serve people. And on that note, it takes me to the 7th step. You've got to see yourself as an influencer and a celebrity to the people. You know, one of the things that when I do coaching with my clients is get them to understand you have value. You do have knowledge other people do not have. You've got experiences and expertise that other people do not have, which makes you someone that people are looking up to, which puts you in influencer celebrity state. Live up to that. When you go out with your marketing on LinkedIn, and be your brand, because it is a personal brand. It actually displays your actual lifestyle, and your brand is the same. Now, I had a situation once, I love to tell it when I talk about be your brand, where I was working with this guy, and he saw a possibility of a partnership between us because we were in a similar kind of niche market where our services could complement each other. He was very much focused on sales. So I invited him to a Zoom meeting with a potential client I have. Now, my sales presentations normally last about 30 minutes. He smoked 4 cigarettes during that period on the Zoom call. It was just a fog of smoke. I never engaged with him again. He damaged his brand. I don't want introduce someone to my brand that has a lifestyle like that. It's not who I am. So you need to remember that when you go out and build your brand, it's more than marketing, finance, sales, a telephone system, a house that you want to sell, or a person that you want to recruit for a job vacancy if you're in the recruitment industry. You are representing yourself. And you need to position yourself in that way as well. You know, we spend so much time in defining your brand. Be that brand that you are busy creating, both in your personal branding as well as in your business branding. Be that brand. And remember, what makes this become so easy is this is the thing. Most people focus on Most people focus on just creating a brand because they think of selling. You're creating a brand for buying, because the best public relations is still word of mouth. So the more impressions you leave, the more you're going to attract people to you. I have done a coaching session with a client, and he's, I think yesterday or the day before, he sent me a referral. I did nothing. I just coached him. Word of mouth. He's playing golf with this guy and told the guy to phone me. So he didn't give me the referral. This guy phoned me and said, you're busy coaching so-and-so on LinkedIn. Please help me too. That is what building a personal brand will start doing for you. Take you out of the selling and put you into the buying, where people will start to say, I want what you have. The last thought I want to leave with you around this, and the 10 most important element to build your brand, is your brand is bigger than your business. And what you're busy creating is a legacy for yourself. And the only way you're going to get the only way you're going to get out of this, somebody please put yourself on mute. The only way that you're going to get out of it is probably when you die, because you're busy building a legacy for yourself. You are busy building a reputation that has a community attached to it. It's a lifelong commitment. It's a lifelong project that you're in. You know, I started building my personal brand in the call center industry. Well, let me take it back. I started building my personal brand in the IT industry. I moved my personal brand to the call center industry, and from the call center industry, I moved it to marketing. But it's still me. It's still me. I just took my personal brand forward and adjusted it to my ideal clients as I go along. I have just signed up in one of our LinkedIn Done For You services, a company whose call center I installed 15 years ago. He found me on LinkedIn and said, oh, there's Tilly. Phoned me and said, what the heck are you doing in marketing? And he became a client. Why? Because my personal brand is that strong. And I started focusing on building that years ago. Your personal brand will help you to be known in your field and consistently land your work. It's the who you are, and thank you for being here. Now, in order to do that, you always need to focus on a process. And I am watching the time. And what you need to do, and this is just a quick example I'm going to give you, but this is our social selling process that we do. We always focus first on brand awareness. And we've got various steps that we go through to build the brand awareness. And it's only at the end of the brand awareness that we will embark on lead generation and sales activities on LinkedIn. But what is important is not this process. What is important, there is a process. In other words, we don't just jump onto LinkedIn every morning and go, what shall I do first? What shall I do on LinkedIn today? We are following a process, a step-by-step process with everybody. I have designed a LinkedIn marketing funnel system within Sales Navigator. And to my knowledge, I'm the only company that does it that way, to manage our relationships on LinkedIn, almost like a CRM. And this process focuses on that. I have got 10 minutes left, and I quickly want to take you through what does this look like if we go to LinkedIn. So I'm going to go into my LinkedIn account, and I'm going to start over here. And this is my LinkedIn account, just to make sure that you're on my LinkedIn account. So what I want to do is I'm going to illustrate to you what it looks like when you build your personal brand into your profile. Now, in LinkedIn, you can always do two things. I love it when I'm in LinkedIn because then I'm at home and I can go teaching. I'm very fond of teaching. But you can always in LinkedIn do things two ways. You can either get to your profile from your home feed on the left-hand side, or on the Me tab. If you click on there, it will say view your profile. So let's go to my LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn has recently made a change where your analytics and your tools and your measurements is now right at the top when you're on your own profile. Fortunately, other people can't see it. The first thing that I want to show you is when you land on the profile, you've got literally 3 seconds to grab someone's attention. If you don't grab someone's attention to the extent where they say, what is this all about? I want to learn more. They're going to take 2 actions. They're either going to leave or they're going to try and sell you something, because we're all on LinkedIn to promote our services. So the first thing you need to do is set up a banner that's going to grab attention. And in your banner, what you want to do is drop keywords. The problems I am solving for my clients. Some clients have problems with leads. Some has problems with clients. Some doesn't know how to differentiate their brand. Some knows nothing about LinkedIn marketing. Some have social selling issues. Some people are looking for keynote speakers, and so on. So I drop in my banner without getting it too busy, enough information, because people don't read. Guys, people don't read. So I drop in enough information just to grab that attention. I use every single feature available on LinkedIn. So if you scroll over my picture, I do have a profile video. So I put in my video in there so that in 30 seconds, I can tell people what I do. Instead of using this to tell people how to pronounce my name, I give them a quick overview, some more information. The more I can give them, the more I will. On my headline, I'm not saying that I'm the CEO or I'm the founder or I'm the owner or I'm the big shot of marketing sales. I focus on their problem. What is people's problem? How to convert sales on LinkedIn and Sales Navigator. And I drop our major points of how I'm going to do it for you. So you want to increase your sales, you're at the right place. How am I going to do it? Well, with marketing strategies, social selling, coaching programs, and so on. And I leave them with a food for thought. Now, people always ask, how do I get the bold in there? There's a program called Lingo Jam, LINGOJAM.com. You can make bold and italic and copy it into any social media platform, and you will get bolds and italics and so on. I also make sure that my business is linked and my logo is there with my profile. Why? Because I've got a funnel. And I use my education to drop my contact details in here. So it's all visible. So if someone lands on my profile just as it is here now, they can make two choices. I am either what they were looking for or I'm not. And if I'm not, I want them to go away because I don't want to waste time. So if you're not interested in increasing your sales and you don't want to learn more about how to use LinkedIn, I want you to go away because I don't want to build a relationship with someone that doesn't want to know. Now, the minute, and we've done this exercise with customer journey mapping because I am marketing for the customer experience. Once you get a person to go and now he's intrigued. He's seen something that says, what is this all about? And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to say, now, who is this Tilly? And what they're going to do is they're going to scroll down past everything I've done until they find my about section. And guess what they're going to get? Their story, not mine. Their story. Because why? I'm serving them, not me. So what I do is I give them a quick introduction, and then I tell them their story. I know you need a businesses to buy your products and services. I know what you need. Cope. Remember my circle. Cope. I know what you need. I know where to find you. And in order to do that, you need to convert leads into paying clients. But I know you because here's your complication. Here's your problem. Your problem is this. I'm telling you your story. And because I understand your problem, not only externally, but internally as well as analytic, I believe that when marketing businesses, you ought to get leads. I mean, for crying in a bucket, there is 900.2 million LinkedIn users. You should get clients on LinkedIn. Why not? So I'm telling you your story. Then I go and introduce myself, counselor, as their helpmeet, their sage, the person that is going to assist them from where they are to where they could be. And I do it twofold, competency and empathy. Empathy. I understand that you do not want to use sleazy, salesy, spammy marketing messages, but want to stay true to yourself. Look how I built my value systems into what I'm doing so that I can attract people like me to me, because those are the people I can work with. And then I give them my competency. I have helped hundreds of companies since 2016 to achieve just that. But here's how I do it. Here's your plan. Remember my plan? Here's our plan. First, I do this, and then I facilitate, then I execute, and I support. But I need them to take action because I need to start this relationship off on the same foot. If you're going to build a relationship with me, I'm going to tell you what to do. So schedule an appointment. I don't say to you, if you would like to, maybe a good idea. I'm telling you, go and schedule that appointment. Take action. You want a solution, take action. I'm commanding you. And then I tell you, crash. What's going to happen if you don't take action? So you can stop wasting time and money on LinkedIn marketing solutions that doesn't work. And instead, complete your journey with me by transforming, by generating qualified leads that will love buying your products and services. So that is how you build it in to their story into your profile. Now you're going to say the next step they're going to do is now they baffled because they still didn't get who you are. So next they're going to do is they're going to go and click on my experience. Another disrupt, because instead of telling them my resume and the 20 degrees I have and all of the grand stuff I've done, I give them a quick overview, small paragraph, been in business 40 years. I wanted to add in there, I started when I was 5, but I didn't think it would go down well. And then all I do is, this is what I want you to understand. From your about section to the top on your profile is what is called the client section. This is where you tell your ideal client their story. Your experience section is the bridge. It's a bridge to the left because it's going to link the page to the profile. I'm busy building a funnel. But it's also a bridge to the rest of your profile, because everything after the experience is credibility, social proof. This is my education. These are the licenses I have. I do volunteer work. Here's my skills. These are my recommendations. Here's courses I've done. Here's projects I've done. These are the languages I can speak. Here's other organization LinkedIn pages I have. And you can learn more about the kind of things I'm interested in. It's all social proof, credibility, 3 sections on your profile. So once they, on your experience, give them a small overview, and then I'm going to tell them what I do, how I do it, why it works, what services I provide, where they've seen me, and what others say. And please take note, I'm saying I. This is my personal brand. I do this, not marketing CX. I do this. Now that they've learned all about me, they want to go and find my company page. And here I do exactly the same thing. Remember, we do a personal brand exercise and then a business brand exercise. And I follow exactly the same steps. In my banner, I grab the attention. Here we grow businesses with LinkedIn. And in my tagline, I tell them exactly what they can expect. People follow, engage, and hire us to enhance their brands, generate leads, and help them grow their businesses. So I'm talking to them. I'm not telling them marketing CX is doing all of this great stuff. This is what you're going to get. I'm solving your problem, not mine. And in my about section, as they scroll down, instead of telling them where we started and how great we are, I give them our mission statement. And my mission statement is different to most. At Marketing 6, making a positive change in clients is always more important than making money. That's my value system. We care about the impact we make on the business world. We recognize that social selling successes. We strive to solve. We storytell. We only want to work with people that's looking for us. Our customers feel the same, and so we play nice. We see businesses as a cooperative game, and that can only be won together, and we play that game to win. And again, I always end off by giving them a command: take action, take action. If you want to improve your life, take action. That is my value system. That's how I operate as a person, and I've built that culture into my business as well. It is important to have a company page, because on your company page, you can put all of your videos, and it can become like a YouTube channel for you. and people can learn a lot about you. On your company page, you can do all of your events. So people can go and see all of the events that you're doing. And on the company page posts, you can focus on, currently we focus on educating. We're just educating. Just telling people what marketing is. That's my posts on my business brand, and on my personal brand, I do coffee with Tilly every single day. I did this 2 hours ago because it's so close. Every single day, I just do a coffee with Tilly, and every Sunday I do and people are getting to know me because this is what I do. And it's a 2 to 3 minute video. This one's 4. Trust me to pick one that's 4. A 2 to 3 minute video, just teaching people on it. We started a service where people can subscribe to it. I think there's 120 episodes or so, where people can subscribe to it and get it in their inbox boxes every single day. So that is how you build the personal brand on LinkedIn. I asked Tracy before the time, everything I taught you is in our social selling coaching program. It's a 12-week program. It's got a training portal where you can watch the videos that's going to train you and teach you how to use LinkedIn. And then it has a 12-week, once a week hour sessions. We take you through the social selling roadmap in 3 sections. The first one is setting everything up, your personal brand, your business brand, your strategies. We even cover your marketing ROI. How do you determine your marketing ROI, and how do you convert that to amount of activities that you need to do on LinkedIn to know that? The selling portion of our program is your daily activities, content, how to create it, messaging, and all so on. And then the roadmap is how do you manage your account? How do you read the analytics and statistics on LinkedIn to realign your account? And finally, if you want to go in and it doesn't work, how do you fix it? It's no use just knowing how to do things, but if it doesn't work, then what? So we teach you how to troubleshoot and make sure that you do get the results. That program is pretty popular. As I said, we are an international concern. It's $397 per month for 3 months. In South Africa, we are still doing it at 7,000 Rand a month. And times 3, so it's 7,000 Rand per month times 3. And for the ORT members, as agreed with Tracy, and then we give you a 20% discount. Marketing Segs did not increase their costs since 2020 when COVID started to accommodate our clients. We do have a price increase as of the 1st of April. So the coaching service will be 8,500 Rand as of the 1st of April, but until then it's 7,000. And for you guys, there's a 20% discount. And that is all I have to say about that. Tracy, thank you so much for the opportunity to serve you guys. It was really a privilege and an honor for me.
Tilly, I know that is not all you have to say.